Hi. Wow, what a great space. This is great. Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Ins Choi. I was born in Korea, and my parents immigrated here to Canada when I was 2 years old. They came with $200 in their back pocket, 3 kids, all under the age of 5. No English, no job prospects, but a lot of hope, faith, and dreams of opportunities for their children to pursue their dreams. We lived with my uncle who ran a convenience store called Kim's Grocer over on Weston Road and Black Creek Drive. It's still there. He doesn't run it anymore, but it's over there on the west end of Toronto. It's 2 families, total of 5 kids, small little 2-bedroom apartment above a convenience store. That was my beginning in Canada. Soon after that, we moved to Scarborough. Anybody from Scarborough? All right. They're ashamed of being from Scarborough. What? Come on, represent. No. I grew up in Scarborough, Browtown Circle, Finch and Warden area. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Grew up, went to school, did stuff, not so good at school though. Never got the grades. I know that's a surprise looking at me, right? My sisters got the grades. My sister, I told the sisters, they got the grades. My cousins all got the grades. It seemed like at the time, if you were Asian in Scarborough, you knew math, science, and Kung Fu. That was like a given, right? I did not know Kung Fu, and apparently I did not know science or math either. Didn't get the grades. That just kept going from, elementary school to junior high, high school. And I knew I was smart. I knew I was smart. I just had no proof. Like, I had no way to prove it. Teacher, I'm smart. I just, how do I prove this to you? No way. During my high school years, I went to North Toronto Collegiate Institute for grade 9 and 10, and then I went to Vic Park for grade 11 and 12. Yes, all over the map. That's my life. But I was just trying to self-discover who I was, figure out what I loved doing, figure out what I was good at. And there was my last year of high school. There was an audition notice, a posting for their musical, Damn Yankees. I'd never been in a play. I was trying to figure out skateboarding tricks at the time. I'd never been in a play, but something drew me to that, and I was like, why not? I grew up in church. My dad's a pastor, so I was very musically inclined. I sang in the choir and stuff like that. So I thought, why not? So I auditioned, and they gave me a part. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. So then we did the show. And looking back on it now, I think it wasn't very good. I think it was a crappy show. But the experience of rehearsing, the community that was built, there were like teachers in the show from grade 9 to grade 12. We all got along. We hung out after school. It was like so exceptional. That's when I fell in love with theater community and the creative process. Graduated high school. I applied to York University, U of T, and McMaster for photography, like fine arts. And I got rejected from McMaster University. I got a rejection letter from U of T and from York. Come on! What happened? Like I said before, I never got the grades, so I didn't even know what I was thinking applying to all these places. I was devastated. What? What am I going to do? So I worked as a waiter for a year, kind of figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. My mom suggested I go to a Bible college to become a pastor, to follow my dad's footsteps. I don't want to be go Bible college, but education was education, so I applied. I got in, and I hated it. I hated it. I loved the Intro to Philosophy course and an acting course they offered. And that's when I fell in love with acting. So I quit that school, and I pursued acting because I figured I was kind of good at it, and I loved doing it. So I applied to York University again, this time as an actor. And surprisingly, I got in. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, graduated with dreams of Hollywood, Stratford, Shaw, TV, film, got an agent, headshot, resume, and I went out. Audition, 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 rejection, 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 rejection. Man, that's the theme of my life, rejection and quitting. So, some people say don't quit. Me, quit, man. Sometimes that's a good thing. Not all the time, not all the time. Don't quit, But sometimes it's a good thing. Cut your losses. But I was, the only roles that I did get was like Asian gang member number 4, some of these looks, Chinese restaurant waiter number 15, in the back, behind the fridge, trying to get on screen, Like, what, this is my life? What? I can't do this, come on. And I'd be on set, and like actors of color would always be on the side. You see all the shows, actors of color, not represented. It's like, where are we? Come on, what channel, what? So fed up, so frustrated, I quit. Left my agent, left TV and film, forget you. And I started just focusing on theater and some writing. I was really into songwriting and poetry. And at that time, in Toronto, there was a bunch of young Asian theater artists who formed together, and they started an Asian-Canadian theater company called Fujian. That was Nina Lee Aquino, Richard Lee, Leon Aureus, and David Yee. And they invited me to be part of their playwriting unit in 2005. And so I never wrote a play before in my life. So I said, sure, try new things. Maybe acting's not for me. So I went, and I had this idea. I had the title already, Kim's Convenience. And it'd be about a Korean family, because that's what I know, set in Toronto, and their store. And so I started writing that. And I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I rewrote, and I edited, and I quit many times. Forget this play, it's too hard. And I celebrated its finish many times, Oh, it's done. A week later, I come back to it. That sucks. I got workshopping opportunities from Fujian, Diaspora Dialogues, and Grace Toronto Church. They gave me money to hire actors to read my play and to work with it. And then my acting career continued. I got invited to go to the Stratford Festival for 2 seasons. It was great. I had a great experience, met a lot of people. But still, at Stratford, it's like, I look around, all the actors of color on the sideline, holding spears, I'm kind of the messenger. And then you're off stage, and even at Shaw, it's like, okay, if it's not, anyways. So I was there for 2 years, but I kept writing, kept at it. Then Soul Pepper Theatre Company in Toronto, they invited me to be part of their academy. So I came back and kept writing. Never gave up, kept writing. Actually, I gave up many times, but I kept writing. Meanwhile, I got married, had a kid, 2 kids, no money, living month to month. What? Okay, so 2010, I thought I finished writing. I got a package together with a director, designer. I sent it to all the major theater companies in Toronto. And of course, rejected from all of them. So I quit. Forget this play, it's never gonna happen. And then my wife came up. She came to me and she was like, Ins, you can't quit this play. It's too important. This play is too important. My wife believed more in me than I believed in myself. My wife believed more in this play than I believed in it, than anybody. So that after it got like awards, she'd be like, of course, duh. I'd be like, whoa. So after that, I realized that the only way I could see my play come to life is if I produce it myself. So I did some research, found out about a festival called the Fringe Festival, which is like, happens in every city around the world. It's a do-it-yourself kind of independent theater festival. And they had a new play, and it starts in 2 weeks in Toronto. So get your tickets. But they had a best play contest. If you won that, then you didn't have to pay the $800 entrance fee, around $800. And I had no money, so it's like, okay, any break I can get, I'll take. I entered it, and it won. And I was like, whoa, I don't even know these people on the jury. And they thought there was good stuff in the play. So I got my team together, my cast, and my director bailed, so I had to direct it myself. I was producing it, writing, wearing so many hats, trying to find places to rehearse, church basements, people's living rooms, 3 hours here, 2 hours there. And then in 2011, in July, it premiered at the Toronto Fringe Festival. 7 performances at the Bathurst Street Theatre, 200 seats, and all 7 performances sold out. It won the Patron's Pick. They added a show. It sold out in 3 hours. We're on the cover of Now magazine. It was like, whoa, what the heck happened here? We got invited to be part of North York, the Best of Fringe Festival in North York. 7 performances there. That's like North Koreatown. 7 performances there. So I went to all the restaurants. Ajima, ajashi, please. 도와주세요, right? And so, and they came out. The people came out. 150-seat theater, 7 performances, sold out. And then I started getting calls and emails from all the artistic directors from all the big major theaters in Toronto wanting to have lunch with me. And so I was like, are you paying? Yeah. Okay, then let's meet. So I ate with all of them. Like, you know, bring it on, let's eat. I'm not signing anything, but I'm eating. So that happened, and by the end of that little cycle, I decided that Soul Pepper was the best fit for me and the play. In 2012, it premiered at Soul Pepper Theater. This is January. This is like really quick. Everything's so near. 2012, in January, it opened their season. 9 shows a week, 4 weeks in January. Like snow, like cold. And it sold out. 200-seat Michael Young Theater. They extended it for a week. It sold out. What? Come on. They came up to me and they said, can we remount this in May? Sure. Asian Heritage Month? Come on. Nice. In May, 4 weeks, 9 shows a week, 200-seat theater. Sold out. They extended it a week. Sold out. What? Then they came to me and asked me, Ins, what do you want to do? You want to do it again? I'm like, you know what? I want this play to tour across Canada. First, across Canada, all the major cities, and then we'll go around the world. And then we'll do TV and film. While we're at it, you know. Might as well, dream big. January of 2013, Kim's Convenience was in London, Ontario, at the Grand Theatre. 3 weeks, part of their season. Currently, it's in Toronto, in the Distillery District at Soul Pepper Theatre Company. I just did a 1:30 matinee. After this, I'm going back for a 7:30 evening show. It ends, our Toronto run ends this Wednesday, so get your tickets. After here in July, we're in Port Hope, Ontario, so that's London, Toronto, Port Hope, Ontario in July. In September, we're at Theatre Calgary in Calgary. In November, we're in Hamilton at Theatre Aquarius. In January, we're in Ottawa at the National Arts Centre. In February, March, we're in Winnipeg at the Royal Manitoba Theatre Centre. And then we end our Canadian tour in May in Vancouver at the Arts Club on Granville Island. What? And now there's, oh, I forgot this. Oh, it got published into a book. And some people may get it. Yeah, I'll leave you with this. Figure out what you love doing. Do you love what you're doing? Do you love what you're doing? Figure out what you love doing. Figure out what you're good at. I love breakdancing. I'm not good at breakdancing. Figure out what you love doing, what you're good at, and then do that. Thank you very much.